This is Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Enjoy the action and excitement of NCAA Division II athletics at Augustana. Augie Sports Update is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Last Saturday afternoon, Coach Mike Aldrich's 8th-ranked Augustana football team fell to number 1 ranked Minnesota Duluth 20-12 in front of 5,718 fans at Kirkaby-Over Stadium. Early in the first quarter, UMD got on the board on a 67-yard run by Brian Lucas, but the Vikings came right back as they put together a long drive culminated by an 18-yard scoring pass from Josh Hansen to Sam Holson. Augustana mixed the extra point and UMD led 12-7. In the second quarter, the Vikings marched on another nice drive and scored on a 3-yard pass from Josh Hansen to Jordan Marshall. The extra point was blocked and Augustana led 12-7. UMD finished the first half scoring as they kicked a 41-yard field goal to make the score Augustana 12, UMD 10. In the third quarter, the Bulldogs put together another drive, but the Viking defense stiffened to hold them to a 44-yard field goal, which made the score UMD 13, Augustana 12. Early in the fourth quarter, the Vikings made some big defensive plays, including this sack by Nick Andreas to force a UMD punt. But when the Bulldogs got the ball back, they picked off an Augustana pass and scored to go out to a 20-12 lead with 7:30 to go in the game. The Vikings got the ball back with a little over 3 minutes to go in the game and marched deep into UMD territory, but the Bulldog defense stiffened and they went on to claim the victory. For the Vikings, Josh Hansen completed 23 of 33 passes for 235 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nate Mahone led Augustana on the ground with 55 yards in 13 carries. Mahone also led the Vikings with 6 receptions, while Sam Holson, Jordan Marshall, and Noah Hughesman grabbed 5 each. On defense, Nick Andres led Augustana with 15 tackles, with Ross Peterson and Austin Lukey adding 10 each. In volleyball, Coach Ashley Buckley's team started their season by competing at the Nebraska Omaha Showcase. The Vikings began play in the showcase by knocking off Southeastern Oklahoma State 3-0 before falling to Arkansas Fort Smith. In the win over Southeastern Oklahoma, Danny Haley handed out 23 assists, with Holly Halfmeyer and Lindsey Peterson nailing 8 kills each. In the Arkansas Fort Smith match, Holly Halfmeyer pounded down 18 kills, with Danny Haley notching 31 assists. In soccer, Coach Brandon Barkas's team opened their season with a 4-1 road loss at Minnesota State Mankato. Mackenzie Trom scored the Vikings' goal, with Jesse Huff picking up the assist. Amanda Wagner made 11 saves in goal. And in cross country, Coach Tracy Hellman's men's and women's teams began their season by competing in the inaugural Augustana Twilight Open under the lights at Yankton Trail Park in Sioux Falls. No team scores were kept, but Kylie Blakesley won the women's race and Travis Baniak the men's competition. Other top finishers for the Augie ladies were Annie Fifley in 3rd place and Leah Hansen in 4th. For the men, Ryan Evans took 5th and Adam Braun 6th. That's our sports update for this week. When we come back, we'll talk Augustana football with Coach Mike Aldrich. Stay with us.
Augustana Sportscene is brought to you by Sanford Health, improving the human condition. By Schoenemann's, your trusted building center since 1888. And by Mid-Continent Communications, part of your community.
The all-new midsize 2012 Passat with dual-zone automatic climate control, Bluetooth, and scheduled carefree maintenance included. The Passat has more premium standard features than its competitors. That's the power of German engineering.
Hey, you always make my day.
We've gotten on in years. We've got aches. We've got pains. But we haven't gotten old. We've only gotten better. Now, we've got the time to play. And we've still got game. Sanford's doctors keep us hitting that sweet spot, because we've got to give those aches and pains something to complain about.
Get stronger, play smarter, return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
The Augustana Football Report is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Joining me now is Augustana head football coach Mike Aldrich. Well, Mike, we're at Kirkaby Over Stadium here right after the Augustana UMD game, a great football game, but unfortunately the Vikings came out on the short end of the ball game. And I guess to begin with, Mike, just your general thoughts on the game.
Well, it was a great game. Both teams, it's the good thing if we were just trying to gauge where we're at as a program playing the #1 team right out the chute, you could feel pretty good. You could get a good moral victory out of it. But like I told our guys in the locker room, we're not into moral victories. We want to win, and we could have probably been ranked pretty high if we would have done our job today. But we made, I would say, 6 mistakes, and 6 mistakes cost us the game. It was a 1-touchdown game. So we're 6 mistakes away from beating the #1 team, and who knows what would have happened. But we can't really cry over spilled milk. We've got our whole season left. We got another team coming in here to KO next week, and we're just excited to learn from our mistakes and get after our guys a little bit and come out hungry on next Saturday.
Well, it's a long season. This is one game in, and if the Vikings can correct the mistakes Mike talked about, which we will, and get ourselves back going here, we may see these guys again. So we'll just see how that goes. Well, Mike, let's take the game and break it down a little bit. Let's take your defense first.
Well, our defense was really challenged last time we played them in the playoffs. They ran all over us and they pushed us around. Part of that was kind of what we were doing with our game plan. We made some adjustments at halftime. I thought we did a good job that second half. It wasn't enough. So we learned from that coming into this game, and we decided we were going to attack them as a defense, get after them, and we told the DBs we're going to hang you out to dry a little bit out there, and we're going to stuff this run. And our goal is to hold them to 3 yards or less rushing, and they were at 3.8, and so obviously I can be dissatisfied with that. But our guys played hard. You can't ask anything more than that. There's 2 mistakes on defense. One was the mistake that led to the big bounce for the touchdown early, and then the last series where we ended up getting the ball back, but they converted a first down on a pass, and we got caught, and we were a little lazy. But you take those 2 things out of it, I thought the defense played a pretty good game. That O-line is great. There's no way to downplay that. So hopefully this helps build our confidence going into it. Offensively, they moved the ball at ease in the first half. They were doing some great things. And even in the second half, we were doing well. Where we got caught into trouble is once we kind of got into the red zone. Once we got into passing situations, they brought the house on us. The last play of the game for Josh on that 4th down, they brought an overload blitz that we couldn't pick up. Nobody did not do their job wrong. It was that they just had one too many guys for us to protect, and so they got some pressure on them, and we couldn't get that pass off in a timely fashion. But offensively, there's sparks, and I think the good thing was coming out of this, there are a lot of question marks as how you're going to replace so-and-so after we had such a great year. And hopefully we've kind of shown that we got some guys that are ready to take over and make the 2011 season theirs, and hopefully we can have a special season as we go.
Yeah, what about the snaps, Mike? There were 2 of them that got away from us. Holy cow, when you look at the total yardage in the game, if you take those 2 snaps out of there, we outgain UMD. Is that just something that needs to be tightened up, or is it a concern, or what happens there? Well,
typically when we get those, and our quarterbacks like to call those rockets, and what happens is when our center's trying to get moving, and he's kind of on his toes and gets that adrenaline going, he's just trying to get it back there fast so he can try to get to his block, and then that makes his butt go up, and then he overshoots him. So those are unfortunate because, those are drive killers. We're in manageable situations, and now all of a sudden we lose 30, 40 yards just because of a bad snap. The one positive was, Josh did the smart thing, dropped on it, let's live to play another play.
Didn't make it any worse. Your evaluation of Josh here, he had a pretty good ball game overall.
I thought he had a very good ball game. We had 1 interception, that pick 6 at the end, which, obviously is can be looked at as the difference in the game, but I don't think as a whole it was a difference. I think that was kind of the door shutting on us, but that was just, the kid jumped the route, did a great job. I don't think we did a great job at receiver coming back to the ball. Josh already took complete blame for that one, which that shows you his leadership. He doesn't want anybody else to have to worry about that. But other than that, I mean, he found receivers. He gave himself time, got out of the pocket. I mean, UMD, regardless of who they have playing and who graduated, I mean, they're going to be a great defense. And you probably saw the two best defenses in the league and probably the two of the top 10 in the country. So, I mean, what else could you want?
Yeah, back to defense here. We interviewed Nick Andres. He had a great ball game with 15 tackles. You had some other guys stepping up. Ross Peterson, 10 tackles. Austin Lukey. You got some new guys playing, Mike.
Well, and Ross and Austin were both backups last year, behind Keel and Janish, and so they've kind of been biding their time. They got some playing time last year. Lukey's been a special teams nightmare for every team that we've played anyway, so it was just a matter for him to come in. He had a blocked field goal there in the first half. The one that we knew what Lukey was capable of, and so he didn't surprise us. I mean, and I'm not downplaying Ross, but Ross showed up, and that's what we were hoping would happen. But he came through. He made some great plays in the backfield. He did a great job for us. I was really excited about how he played. Keith Newman and Josh Pruitt both playing our Sam position, both played a lot. Pruitt did a great job. We put him in, and he performed for us. He made some plays. So I feel good about where our linebacker core is. I mean, we're deep, and even though you got to replace 3 5-year starter or 3 fifth-year seniors, we got the guys. Yeah,
another little bit of a headache for us today was the special teams play that kind of stood out. So talk about that.
It was tough. I mean, you look at that. We scored that first touchdown, and we have a bad snap on the extra point, so it threw Drew's timing off. So then he, duck hooks it left. Well, that's just a psychological problem now, because now it's 7-6 instead of 7-7, and then. We got down, we scored another touchdown, we get the extra point blocked. There was this low kick, and we drove it right into him. We didn't do a great job protecting up front, so they got that one. And then we decide to play the field position game in the fourth quarter, and or right at the end of the third quarter there, we took a timeout, or we let the clock kill, took the penalty, give Drew a little bit more room to try to drop a coffin corner in there, and then he shanks it out of bounds for a terrible average. So that was tough. His kickoffs were phenomenal, but a couple of those crunch time kicks weren't great. But added to the list.
Yeah, some things to clean up again. And next week, Mike. Now we're filming this right after the game. Kind of an unfair question because these guys have been focused on UMD, but Bemidji's coming in here. It's the Shrine game. We got to get ourselves back and ready to roll.
Well, I think our guys will bounce back. We played Bemidji. They were off this weekend. They played last week. They started off with Minot. They had a big win, 27-0 shutout. So I think that defensively they feel really good where they're at, and statistically put up some good numbers. So it's good to get another defensive team in here right away, and they're coming to our place, so we're still home. Using our home field advantage, which was there today. We just couldn't pull it out there. But it's great. It's great to get back right on the horse and go. And it's we're not playing a bad team. We're playing a very good team, and that makes you have to prepare and get up. And once again, we got another good team coming in. So that's all right, Mike.
All right, get them back. Go get them. Okay.
All right.
The Augustana Volleyball Report is next. We'll be right back.
He has what he needs to make it. He has the speed, thanks to Sanford Power. He has Sanford athletic trainers to help avoid injuries. He has Sanford doctors to help him if they happen. But most important, he loves the game. That's no surprise. He has a lot of me in him.
Get stronger, play smarter. Return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
And now, an amazing discovery from the Better Bundle Bureau. E equals MC squared. Entertainment equals Mid-Continent Communications Duo. Specifically, the $79 Theater DVR Suite and Midconet Preferred Broadband Bundle. This entertainment equation combines the fastest Midconet broadband, free HD, on-demand, and over 200 channels of touchdowns, home makeovers, and pampered pooches. The Theater DVR Suite and Midconet Preferred Broadband Bundle. A formula for fun.
The Augustana Volleyball Report is brought to you by Mid-Continent Communications.
With me now is Augustana head volleyball coach Ashley Buckley. Well, Ashley, it's a new season for Viking volleyball at Augustana. But before we start talking about that, you have some big news to tell us about that happened on August 18th. Give us the word.
Yeah, we had 3 good days of practice, and then we gave the girls off last Thursday, the 18th. Woke up in the morning in labor, and so we ended up having our second son, Barron, 4 weeks early. So we obviously are very excited. It's been an eventful week for us, but thankfully we're all home now, and I'm sort of moving forward thinking about volleyball again, so we're happy.
Yeah, and Barron joins his older brother Boston, his dad Jeff. You know, the ladies out there will be upset if I don't ask, you know, length and what did he weigh and all that.
Yeah, he, being 4 weeks early, he was 5 pounds, 14 ounces when he was born, 18.5 inches long. So thankfully his length was really good. He had to be up in NICU for a little while just for his lungs, but he's now doing great, and we're just happy to be home together.
Yeah, wonderful news. Congratulations to Jeff, Ashley, and the family. Well, back to volleyball. The Vikings, as Ashley indicated, got the practice season going here on August 15th. Talk about how it's been going.
This season has been really great so far for us. We've been able to jump into our preseason faster than usual, especially the last 2 years having a younger team. This year it felt like we were able to do 6-on-6 drills, you know, in the second practice of the first day, and you know, the girls have been learning quite a bit. Our main thing is just with some injuries that we've had, unfortunately, just getting the team to gel together. Chemistry is really good, but we're trying to create some rhythm for our team and establish a personality and an identity.
Well, Ashley, a young team still. The Vikings with no seniors this year, but quite a bit of experience coming back. Talk about your team.
Right now we have Danny Haley leading the charge as our setter. She's a senior, junior eligibility. She's worked really hard this summer and I think has stepped into a great position being the leader of our court. I was impressed with her last night and how she set the middle. She's making good decisions. She's really trying to get them involved in transition. She's just come a long way since her freshman year. We've got Holly Halfmeyer, Brooke Luco, and Taylor Herdlichka all in the middle right now battling it out for 2 positions. Offensively, those guys have matured so much this past season from spring to summer, summer to fall. So it's an exciting time for us to be able to use our middles more often in transition in the front row. Outsides, we've got Courtney Yisker, Jordan Spatenka, and Lindsay Peterson, and they're all right now doing a fabulous job for us. 2 of the 3 are ball control, 6 rotation players. So we're excited about that. It's establishing some rhythm and some flow for us all the way around. And then on the right side we have Michaela Gallagher. So our front row is tall, we're big, we're looking to be offensively very strong this year. And in the backcourt, our ball control is very good. Kayla Walrick right now is stepping into the libero position. Julia Witt and Christine Bielski as well are following up. And those guys are gritty players with great attitudes, and so it's been fun to see them all work together.
Well, one of the disappointments to any coach or team are injuries, and unfortunately a big injury for the Vikings to Grace Sanders.
Yeah, we unfortunately lost her early in preseason, right before we started, and you know, it was a blow for a day, but the nice thing is the team's really rallied around her. She still has an incredible presence for our team as a great leader, has helped Kayla Walrick out a lot in the backcourt. But it's tough anytime you lose an all-conference player. But we've talked about it's an opportunity for our team to really rally together and to work hard for the players that can't be on the court, and they've done just that.
And Grace will be lost for the season, right?
She will be.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well, the Vikings will pull together as a team. Well, Ashley, your expectations for your team this year?
It's an exciting year for us because we don't graduate any seniors. So for us, we're just continuing to build, adding on these freshmen. I think they've done a phenomenal job in preseason contributing to the team. They've transitioned very quickly. But we have high expectations in this conference. It's incredibly tough, top to bottom. But we want to be a part of that top pack. And in order to do that, we have to be consistent, we have to be competitive, and we have to be very focused. So we're talking a lot about that this preseason, preparing our team as best as we can.
Well, the Vikings have had some contests here leading up to this, a couple of exhibition matches out in the Black Hills, and then it's into the competition, and we're filming this actually ahead of the opening tourney with UNO, but we caught you up on that a little bit in the update here. But talk about that early season competition, Ashley, including the UNO tournament.
You know, yesterday we played, and one of the things I noticed is just that we were tight stepping onto the court. The girls haven't been tight in all of the practices, so I'm glad that we had some preseason exhibition games. it really has allowed us to establish a flow, find out who should be our starters, and also to give the girls an opportunity just to get out there and play and have some fun against another opponent. But our expectations for the first preseason match are very high. We want to finish with a great record. We know that we have to, out of preseason, have a good record going into the Northern Sun in order to compete postseason. So it's really important. The girls understand that big picture perspective. We're talking a lot about them not feeling pressure, though, so that they can get out there and just perform their best and not be tight.
Well, Ashley, I'm sure one thing we skipped over here, the fans probably want to know, are you going to coach?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'll be back next week full-time, and I'm sure Barron will be with me quite a bit in practices, but we've got managers and people around to help out with him. But definitely it's been hard to step away from the team for the last couple of days. I've been very impressed with my coaching staff stepping up and doing a nice job in practices, but I wouldn't miss it. I know that the girls need me to be there, and it's something that I would have a hard time missing as well.
Well, good luck to you and the Vikings as you start the season, Ashley.
Thank you.
Up next, Augie Sports Focus. Stay with us.
We've gotten on in years. We've got aches. We've got pains. But we haven't gotten old. We've only gotten better. Now we've got the time to play. And we've still got game. Sanford's doctors keep us hitting that sweet spot. Because we've got to give those aches and pains something to complain about.
Get stronger, play smarter, return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.